Okay, here's part three. Finding a piece of paper. This has been something that's been very difficult for us, especially if there's been a misnaming of the page. Currently, we've got a high level of error in this. Now, the paper's the work. Always remember that. The doc could be color-coded for the status, meaning red for clarification needed, blue for open, no work has been done, green means it's closed and posted. But the clients have got to find the documents easily, and document search is now done. The best way to do it is from the accounting software, or we could do it inside paperless, or we should be able to do it from our iPad or our smartphone. But the easiest, most likely place to look for a document is in the accounting software, because I'm looking at a bill I need to pay and I want to see the original invoice. And we're hoping that we can set up a system that it toggles between the text and the thumbnail. So let's start with the critical feature here. If you highlight a number or any other unique information inside any accounting software, and this has been something we've been doing in the past, but the dialog box keeps going to the back of all the screens. It hides in the back, so, and then it wants to reload paperless every time we use it, so it became cumbersome and it didn't work. But we've got to be able to directly access a document from a form in every accounting software. So if I'm in an electronic banking page about to pay bills, I want to drill down to an original source document to verify the expense before we release a check. I should be able to just highlight that number, the amount of the check, and then it goes in and searches my paperless overnight system to bring up every number that matches. And so then we have an alternative to look at our Google appearing format of search or a thumbnail search. Now, this is much better than Smart Vault, because in Smart Vault you have to physically go in and click a link between a document and the transaction. And of course, anytime we have to do that sort of thing, it increases our opportunities for error, and it increases the amount of labor time it takes to get work done. So what we want to be able to do is just simply click on the highlight, and then the search comes up. The primary way we're going to do the search is through the Google looking search results with a color dot. We may end up using color text to indicate the status of that document, and then be able to toggle over to the thumbnail if we want. When we hover our mouse over the top of any particular thumbnail, then the dialog box should come up with the meta tag or everything, all the data. Now that meta tag will simply be the table. So what was ever in the naming table that the OCR pulled off the page and slapped on the table, that's what's going to show up in the dialog box. But this will make it easy for people to find a document if they're sitting in the accounting software. And the search bar, so all they've got to do is highlight it, highlight any piece of information, whether it's a number, a company name, invoice number, a dollar amount, and then click on the button that's going to run across the bottom of the screen, you know, down there where you've got your Word icon and your PowerPoint icon. We'll also have a search icon so that the automatically opens and looks for the document. This the small medium business will do document searches initially by clicking on one of four categories. Now, first way to do it is through QuickBooks. Second way, they're looking at their paperless overnight. They can click and say, I need a vendor document, a customer document, payroll document, or a tax or government document. And what they will get is a list, the same way they get a list right now, but we'll have a filtering system across the top of the page. So they might say, listen, I only want invoices, or I only want documents that are named Home Depot, or I only want things that are in a date range. And this will be a drop-down box, so it's very easy to select, you know, last 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, 180 days, that sort of thing. And then the page status, just want open or closed. And of course, the view that the SMB is going to see, the small medium enterprise or small medium business, is going to be very close to what the accountant sees. It'll be color coded different so that your staff won't forget what page they're on. But what we want to do is make this extremely easy for them to find pages, and using this Google format will make it work a lot easier. Now if they want to print pages, let's say they type in tax or government, and they want everything that has to do with tax returns in the last 100 and 365 days. They're going to get a bunch of thumbnails of tax return documents. The client should be able to click, hold the shift key down and click on the particular documents they're looking for, and those documents then can either be sent out by email, or printed from the thumbnail page. I don't know that we can do the hold down and print thing when we're working on the Google text report page. That might be a little bit more difficult. I know this technology exists now. So they can also double click and search for documents. Double click on any okay, I got my if they were here and they want to see the original source document. Now they can't see it in full size here, just thumbnail, but they do get the dialog box. But if I double click on this, then the original document opens up in the screen, and everything on the right hand panel stays the same. They'll see how we named it, who's worked on it, any problems or questions and comments or errors, and then of course the audit history. So what we're hoping is that somewhere between 50 and 80% of all documents go right straight into accounting software. We're hoping that 75 to 90% of them actually get named accurately by the system. And this is in total, and we have to have a 99.5% confidence level to classify as a success. Now I hope all that made sense, but if we're not 99.5% sure the OCR system did it right, then it will drop the document out of the workflow and send it to one of the customer's employees, or one of your employees, or one of my employees that's yet to be determined, and ask them to verify the data and the naming. And of course, the first time any document comes in, remember, it all has to come to me because I've got to write the bitmap that tells us how to read the particular document. The good news about the bitmap is the bitmaps for a Home Depot customer in Florida for accountant 1 are going to be the same as an accountant in Washington State for accountant 32. It won't make any difference because they're sending out the same forms nationwide. I think after 6-8 months, we should probably have 80% of all the documents in America that get sent out bitmapped because people do business with the same companies over and over. Okay, thank you.